Being a journalist means in-depth analysis that unravels hidden truths, that question the status quo and fact-checks government.
These criminal elements hiding under the cloak of surveillance contractors are the APC elements.
Do you have facts to prove that? Being a journalist means waking up every day with a burning desire for peace, equity, and justice for all citizens.
We're being told that the choice you have is to take the lesser of two evils.
It means patriotism via the prism of objectivity and accountability. It means giving my platform to the masses to discuss issues that matter to them.
Some of them, if they bring budget and the budget they look, some of them sleep. They're going to ask how much you are on. I have it.
Thereby shaping government policies and laws. My name is Osasu Igbenegya, and I am the People's Journalist. Hello everyone, welcome to today's episode of the Osasu Show. In today's episode, we focused on the security situation in Nigeria. Over the last week, social media has been agog with news about the Ruga settlement that will see to the establishment of ranches in certain states of the country. A lot of Nigerians thought that it was compulsory for the federal government to go into the 36 states in the FCT and allocate a portion of land for these settlements. However, the federal government has come out to say this is not true. They've in fact put the settlement initiative on hold. On today's episode, we're looking to this farmers' headers clash, the consequences of that, as well as vigilante securities that have taken power into their own hands in protecting their communities. Would assess the effectiveness of these vigilante securities and the impact it has on everyday Nigerians. Don't go anywhere, it promises to be a very educative episode.
In the past decade, there has been a glaring increase of insecurity in Nigeria caused by kidnapping, herders-farmers clash, religious and tribal conflicts, and many more. The inability of the police to carry out their cardinal role of protecting the citizens and securing the nation, especially in the rural areas where most of these unbearable atrocities take place, birthed the need for vigilante groups, which are local policing groups formed by community members. Speaking with our crew, the Federal Capital Territory Commandant, Vigilante Group of Nigeria, Maxwell E. Adebayo, talks about the history of vigilante groups and their vital role in curbing herders-farmers clash engulfing the Middle Belt region.
Vigilante Group of Nigeria is a grassroots security which eventually runs into grassroots issue. Moreover, is closer to the people, to the community, and should have been able to identify a new person within your terrains.
In the first place, I think we need to ask the question why, what gave rise to vigilantes? It's clear that it's the inability of the Nigerian security agencies to provide quote unquote absolute security, and when people now felt they needed to do something else to support the security arrangement, and that is how vigilantes started coming up.
What brought about was the fact that our population is growing so much, and it's generally seen that we don't have enough policemen on the ground to police this growing population, and with no enough policemen, crime rate to tend to increase. It started as a self-help thing for communities, rise in crime rates, burglaries, stealing, as much as kidnapping. So communities decided to seek self-help. I think that is how this vigilante team was born.
Just like any institution, vigilante groups have structures that have been established to guide and direct their recruitment, composition, operations, disciplinary measures, and leadership.
When they join, we have to screen them. If it's not indigent, if it's a stranger, or Kaduna State, Lagos, Nasarawa, we have to screen them. When we screen them, then maybe if you get one boy, maybe you have him brother, or you have his sister, you know him of for the church, or for the mosque, of the association. So if anything happen for that boy, or that person is do bad, all of them, we will detain them.
Vigilante personnel are not transferable. You work within the terrain in which you work so as to be able to have a better information. It's an informative organization. It's an intelligent gathering whereby at least we work hand in hand with the police as well so as to pass information to them at any point in time.
We don't employ lazy people, so you must be engaged in one activity or the other, you understand? So that you may not be tempted one night. Probably you go outside to work at night and maybe somebody forgets to lock his shop. There was an issue like that. A young man traveled, he sells bag, he left his shop open, you understand? And I assume that I don't have anything doing, maybe I'm thinking of what to eat tomorrow, I may be tempted, but nothing of such came to my mind. We had to get a padlock and lock the shop. So most of our people have businesses they are doing. Some are tailors, some are drivers, and all of that.
Most part of the country, the vigilante is important if they are organized and lectured and told what to do, and if they are carefully selected to ensure that they don't turn to be the criminal like in some states. I can tell you what has happened in Niger with the vigilante. I can tell you what has happened in other states with the vigilante. And so we have to be careful in selecting people that are of very, very reputable character, those who want to help, and those who knows their onion, if you have that. And it is a welcome development that the vigilante must be properly organized to stand in the gap, because the police and other security agencies can never do it all.
Although they have been in existence for years, the activities became more prominent in 2004 following the popularity of a vigilante group in southeastern Nigeria known as the Bakassi Boys. From 2004 to 2006, news of the Bakassi Boys' success in combating crimes in Aba, Abia State and other states of the southern region led to the popularity of vigilante groups across the nation. The vigilante groups have over the years assisted members of their communities by becoming the neighborhood watchmen, establishing a relationship with the police.
Vigilantes are just citizens, mostly men, that come together and volunteer their services to their community. We encourage our personnel to develop functional and symbiotic working relationships with vigilante group. And in some cases, or rather in most cases, we find them quite useful because they're on ground, because they are from the community, they've been able to partner with us in tackling crimes. And we believe that this is in line with the concept and the spirit of community policing.
The role of the vigilante in securing our local communities are very, very clear. There's supposed to be a ready group of people that have been conscientized in that community to stand in the gap where the Nigerian police and other security agencies wouldn't reach or wouldn't be able to know. In some aspect, the police and other security agencies at the local level collaborate there and then with the vigilante who has the knowledge of the place and the ideas as who are those responsible for certain crime at one particular place or the other.
They only have power to probably detect and then take that information to the police that will now come and either arrest or prosecute the person as the case may be. So there is a lot of role that the police can use the vigilante to support in terms of its policing functions, but we are not seeing that at the moment.
When we arrest, you don't beat anybody. And when arrest, you refer it straight to the police station. You hand over to police. But in our own regards, we do something. We try to make our own investigation. And while you are giving them the criminals, or I would say the suspect, to police, you have to make a follow-up. Otherwise, you find that what that person is arrested for will be capsided and you will not get the truth of it. So when we arrest as a vigilante, we hand over to the police, and we are more related. Very related, because we work hand in hand. Most of the times, right now as I'm sitting here, they will be expecting me coming because we'll do joint patrols to achieve our aims and objectives.
Oftentimes, maybe when they make arrest, when they apprehend any lawbreaker, usually they hand over to the police. I think it's a self-help initiative that is commendable.
Since the formation of the Nigerian police force, their core duty has been to monitor the citizens by protecting lives and properties, both at the federal and state levels. Unfortunately, despite having about 371,800 police officers nationwide, there is still a lacuna the police has been unable to fill over the years, which is providing adequate security for people in the grassroots. Hence, the inherent need for the police to work with vigilantes who cover these areas by tackling local crimes, herders-farmers clash, banditry, kidnapping, among others.
The issue of farmers-herders clash or clashes is a bigger one that is receiving attention at the very highest level. There are multiple efforts being made, both at the ECOWAS level, at the level of the presidency, interministerial level, interdepartmental level, interstate level, and even intercommunal levels to deal with those issues. And we believe that with time, the positive cumulative effects of some of these efforts will be felt by Nigerians.
The traditional farmer-herder violence, as we know it, is where perhaps there is a dispute over an economic variable. It could be land or it could be crops that a herder, cows or livestock have grazed over the land of a farmer, and then a dispute emerges between them and it leads to fighting.
Every time the herdsmen do go to farms, those are the areas they attack our men. And while they are being attacked, the people attacked will invite us and we will go there. At times, when it is like that, we meet them in the farm, and the moment they see us, they start running away with their cows. But the destruction they do mostly is that they march all the farms and eat most of the crops there.
The role of the vigilantes in safeguarding our communities and the nation cannot be overlooked. However, their effectiveness has been a thing of debate among Nigerians when comparing them to other recognized government security agencies, and they do not enjoy the benefits these other security agencies enjoy, which could sometimes lead to their ineffectiveness.
These are the people that come to your immediate needs when the issues arises. I know police are doing very wonderful, but police are not everywhere. But these people are the people that you can see them anywhere in your community, in your environment, and they can assist as fast as they can. Because if you want to wait for a police, some of the issues that is happening around today, you may be defeated. But these people, they are everywhere.
At times, you see somebody will be inside the house sleeping. You see those bad guys, they'll just burgle inside your house and then pack everything while you are sleeping. So that the security people that are doing their job, they are securing the place for people to live very well.
Addressing insecurity in Nigeria today has become a national issue and concern to every security agent and expert.
If we use the example of Zamfara, where we've seen the farmer herder violence, we've seen banditry at its highest rates in Nigeria. Part of the reasons why the herder farmer violence reached the state where it is at the moment is because there was an accusation by a particular ethnic group in the Fulanis that the vigilantes were profiled them and were attacking them. So if a Fulani comes to the market to shop, he will be attacked by these vigilantes because it's believed that the Fulanis are behind the killings in the state. So that gave rise to a new challenge where the Fulanis now started arming themselves to protect themselves against the vigilante. Perhaps if the vigilantes have been trained at the beginning to know that they don't have power to prosecute, they only have power to probably detect and then take that information to the police that will now come and either arrest or prosecute the person as the case may be. Now, from a professional point of view, in terms of what studies in criminology have recommended, the police needed to have come in to train these vigilantes so that the vigilantes will understand where their power starts and where it ends.
Vigilante groups have been formed in many communities and their numbers are in the increase daily due to their success in rural security. Even though these group of people are hailed by many for their selfless service to the nation, others beg to differ as there have been accusations leveled against them regarding human rights violation of citizens.
We've seen members of the vigilante do excellent job. We've also seen some cases where the vigilantes became laws unto themselves and became part and parcel of the very problem they are expected or they were expected to tackle.
But the other way around, they're taking things too far. Like now you have problem with them, they will not even hesitate to maybe shut you down or do something that is very dangerous to you.
When I was in school, they shot somebody mistakenly. They don't have the right license. Do you understand? Because, should I say, they misuse their license. So that's why I don't like them. They just go about harassing people and others. So I don't think they should support them. I don't think the government should support the vigilantes.
Actually, I don't know of any law that permits them to use guns. So anybody that is not permitted to use guns should not use guns, so that they won't use it the wrong way.
About complaints of human rights violation by these vigilante people or operatives, as I'll put it. Of course, it's expected. One, I don't think the vigilante thing is really properly structured yet. One, and then the operatives probably are not very well educated yet, and then so there could be instances of excesses. Even in the police, in the military, sometimes we hear of cases of violations. You know, yeah, it's expected until it is now properly structured, fine-tuned, and I think there will be less of that.
Vigilantes over the years have been faced with a lot of challenges in carrying out their communal duties of securing our nation and its people. Among these challenges is the passage of a bill before the Senate, which could ensure better funding of the vigilante groups for better productivity in carrying out their duties as a recognized security agency with full benefits like all other security agencies in Nigeria.
Vigilantes were not funded. We are only funded by good Samaritans, those who actually know what we are doing, who has passion for security. We always meet with them. Our fundings come directly from them. But if really we have people who actually wanted us, we would have been. But the people within the community, most of them are funding us, through which we guide the areas. And this is an individual issue. So this is just the area. We are not really funded. Federal government is not funding us.
As for this, it's not enough for us. But due to the law, they say we should not be holding anything rifle. But which on my own, I don't think that is enough. Why? Because this one, you can't use this. You can't use this to apprehend a criminal that's holding AK-47. Maybe before you go to him, you have already been a dead man.
We need a lot of support. Most especially, mobility is a challenge. Mobility is a challenge. And sometimes we are being intimidated even by the police. We are not being paid. As you can see my eyes are red. That shows you that I haven't slept. I need sleep, I need to rest. We need to be fed well. We need to be treated like human beings.
I'm not very optimistic that a bill will be passed for the place of vigilantes in our national security strategy. However, what I am thinking would happen is the community policing that the president has given a directive for introduction. If that happens, then there will be a place for participation of communities within the security architecture.
The bill we sent in affect, or we have community policing in there. It's part of our bills. And our bill presently is that the President of Federal Republic of Nigeria is on his table now for assessment. And we are looking forward to a speedy assessment to it.
Until we curb crime in our society, all hands must be on deck in the fight against insecurity. Mirroring the checks and balances we use for the government, we must do same for the vigilante groups nationwide. We must not take for granted the strategy to attack crime in the grassroots where they operate. With adequate training and support from the police force, insecurity in Nigeria will be a thing of the past.
The TOS TV Network mobile app is now available. You can now catch up on our breaking news, stream our programs live, watch out for the latest update on sport and politics as they unfold. You can also get notifications for our upcoming programs and events. All these on our TOS TV Network mobile app, available on Apple Store and Google Play Store. TOS TV News from Africa by Africans.
That's it for today's episode. Don't forget to follow us on social media at The Osasu Show, at TOS TV Network, at The Osasu Show Foundation, and at Osasu Igbinedion on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. To read news on sustainable development and current affairs across Africa, visit our website, www.tostvnetwork.com. To get involved with the Osasu Show Foundation, visit that website, theosasusshowfoundation.org. To visit my personal website for my personal opinion articles, visit my website at osasuigbinedion.com. I'll see you same time, same place next week, and until then, take very good care of yourself.